Nowadays, we draw a distinction between macho and gay, as if a man's sexual behaviour somehow defined his strength, endurance and courage. But the ancients didn't make any such assumptions. In 1879, this whole area was excavated, and the remains of 127 pairs of lovers were discovered carefully buried in this ground. In ancient Greece, love and sex were totally separate. Greek men shut their wives up in domestic respectability and demanded sex from slaves, courtesans and boys. As the Greek Empire declined, the Roman ascended. And in Roman eyes, the Greeks were effeminate. Masculinity dominated the Roman world even more than the Greek. This is Pompeii. Rick Jones is showing me some of the usual sights.
What's this up here, though?
It's fairly obvious what it is. It's an erect penis with a pair of testicles.
Now, what would that be? What would it be there for? Is it telling you it's a brothel, or?
These are seen as signs of good luck and fertility. But clearly there's likely to be some sexual association with it too. And bars, like modern pubs, have their moments of this sort of thing as well. And we also know that we're here near the gate here, there's tombs outside the gate. There is literary records that say that prostitutes would maybe get picked up in bars and would practice their trade outside in the tombs.
Would the Romans walking past on these streets, would they have been shocked by seeing this?
No, because these are all over the place, and it's a different sort of sensibility. People are looking in different ways, and we would nowadays find that difficult, I think, in polite society. But in Roman society, this was normal because of things like the fertility aspect of it, but also a different attitude to sex.
The Roman state took an interest in its citizens' sex lives. The first emperor, Augustus, wanted to breed pure Roman citizens, so he encouraged all Roman men to marry Italian women and rear families. The trouble is, when you make something a duty, you take some of the fun out of it. Italian women were dark and civilized. But what about those slave girls? Untamed, blonde barbarians, weren't they more fun? For whatever reason, Roman men decided that blonde meant sexy, and women from prostitutes to stately matrons were soon dyeing their hair or wearing wigs, even Augustus's own daughter. When erotic objects from the ancient past were first discovered, they were hidden away in sealed collections that only now are just being opened up to the public. One of them is here in Naples in the National Museum, and it's the Gabinetto Segreto, or the secret chamber. The majority of these objects were discovered in the remains of Pompeii and Herculaneum, and they weren't hidden away. They were found everywhere, in hallways, dining rooms, on street corners, in bars, and even as garden ornaments. Susan, I'm rather glad you're here with me, because I think this is the kind of thing I wouldn't like to be caught looking at on my own. Now, can you explain something about what this piece is?
It was found in 1752 in a garden in Herculaneum. It was basically a garden ornament.
Well, I mean, it is rather shocking, isn't it? I mean, it's a man fornicating with a goat in glorious marble colour.
This is the god Pan, who is a goat-like god who would go around doing this kind of thing. It's an appropriate thing for the god Pan to do. He's a god of the countryside, so I suppose it's an appropriate thing to have in a garden, isn't it?
I think for me what's interesting is that for the modern eye, you can't get over the shock. You think, oh my God, put it away, hide it, don't let anybody see it. But for the Romans, obviously, they were unfazed enough to be able to see it as a work of humour, because that's what it is. It's a work of great humour. It's such a lovely thing. I mean, like, it's so funny. I mean, the expression on the God's face is very sympathetic. He's going, oh, you're such a nice goat, you know, he's holding a little beer, oh, nice goat. Yeah. And the goat's looking a little bit coy, and I don't know whether maybe that leg is the goat fending him off.
Well, yes, there had been resistance, but there is no longer. Yes.
Sure, goats don't do it like that, you know.
Oh, I'm afraid I wouldn't know that. That's where my expertise ends.
In the Greek world, the ideal of love was something quite separate from sex. At the same time, sex was nothing to be ashamed of, and the body was something to be celebrated. The Jews, on the other hand, had started to believe that it's right and natural to be ashamed of your naked flesh. And eventually, of course, the classical and Jewish worlds come together. Hello, Christianity. The history of sex and love was about to be totally transformed. The pagan world saw the business of fertility, sex, and the renewal of life as the vital connection between the gods and man. Christianity, in the early days, presented itself as anti-paganism. So being anti-fertility and anti-sex wasn't an accident. It was fundamental to Christianity. This is the Greek city of Corinth. It's a quiet place now, but a couple of thousand years ago, when it was part of the Roman Empire, it had quite a reputation. When Greeks referred to a prostitute, they called her a Corinthian girl. And one expression for a pimp was a Corinthian businessman. She's a Corinthian meant, oh, she'll go with anyone. Up on that mountain was a temple to Aphrodite. And here, in this lively port city, Aphrodite's temple was dedicated to the pursuit of sexual love. It was said that there were 1,000 temple prostitutes hard at work here. After the crucifixion, Jesus' disciple Paul set out to teach the world the importance of what he understood to be Christ's message. And this is what he wrote in his letter to the Corinthians. Neither fornicators, nor adulterers, nor the effeminate, nor homosexuals shall inherit the kingdom of God. This is what St. Paul told the people here in Corinth. In the history of sex and love, St. Paul holds a very special place. He was both a Jew and a Roman citizen who grew up in a Greek city. He set out to interpret the message of the Jew Jesus to the Romano-Greek world, and a large part of that message, as he interpreted it, was that unmarried sex was not only shameful, but a sin. To the unmarried and the widows I say that it is well for them to remain single, as I do. But if they have no self-control, let them marry, for it is better to marry than to burn.